That's what we should do the next time I'm in town. We should all go to the throwing your the throat harmonic lessons.
Done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Throat singing.
I love it.
Good learn. Like our podcasts from here on out are just fucking throating.
Rabbit Troop Sucks takes throating lessons.
Welcome back to Rabbit Troop Sucks. We have been talking about some future endeavors that we're probably going to be getting ourselves into. Maybe the future of winters or summers or hell, who knows?
Gotta stay warm.
Yeah, whenever there's a Groupon on throat singing, let us know.
Throat singing, throat whatever.
Throatles. That's going to be our 2025 exercise. Throatles. Maybe
Throatles.
Can we get this trending on TikTok, which we're not on?
Yeah.
Can someone trend this for us?
No one wants this.
RTS Throatles.
They don't want their names on this.
Well, this brings us back to some cheekiness. I said we would be back for continuing our Lunar New Year. Today we're going to be celebrating that Lunar New Year with an extension with the Year of the Snake, Snakes on a Plane, 2006. As always, we are a podcast about obscure, forgotten about, and often overlooked films. I'm Paul. Next to me is Mike.
Yeah, Mike.
There's Lamar.
Hello.
On a plane.
On a plane.
And there's Jeremy.
Hello.
On a plane.
Is it Pepe? Is that you?
Pepperoni?
It's me.
Yeah, Snakes on a Plane. This movie is crazy. The first thing I've got to note about all of this, and we cannot overlook this, is in the year of 2006 when this was released, this movie got altered and edited because of fanfare that people wanted certain things said and done in this film. And the director is like, all right.
Fine.
Yeah. It's like, oh, like people want this? Like, great. And I think this really is, we're going to pinpoint a center of now directors today being overwhelmingly frustrated by this idea of, do we have to cave to fanfare or can we just make a movie? And God help you if you're involved with like Star Wars or Ghostbusters or some like notable IP because there's nothing you could do right or wrong.
No,
like it's all wrong.
there.
You're screwed.
If you're in a franchise like Star Wars or like the Avengers or Marvel or whatnot, you kind of have to bend to a certain degree of fanfare because the fans are the ones that are giving you this. But from an art standpoint, no. If you're making a movie as like an artistic expression of media, then no, you should never, ever fucking cave to fans.
Fair. Counterpoint, the Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Because of fan response to the trailer, they made Sonic not look fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, if anyone's listening, if you're like unknown about the Sonic movie, when it was released, the trailer of the Sonic 1 movie, which is like at the start of the pandemic, I think.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
People were like, oh my God, this looks like awful garbage and I'm never going to see it. And the director and everyone's like, oh my God, that's how you feel? We'll just redo it. And everyone's like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
then they loved it.
They
now
tried
there's
to,
three.
Anthropomorphize him a little too much. Like he had weird little legs or something. I don't remember what the deal was, but
It's weird.
like, good for them. And honestly, if this movie had been called like Oceanic Flight 11 or whatever the fuck it was supposed to be called, it wouldn't have been as good. I know it's just the name, but like the
Lost,
name
the movie.
really. Oh yeah, Oceanic is Lost.
hit
Yeah, sorry. It doesn't matter what the airline was called, but the movie was supposed to be named after the flight. It would that would have been a good call. Yeah, you know what you're getting into with this.
Yeah,
I feel like
it would just be like a silly disaster movie then.
Yeah,
Now
for sure.
it's
Yeah, I mean, but like looking back, like everyone was like, awesome, like Samuel Jackson used this line and like Snakes did certain things and everyone was super happy. Like this all seemed win-win. Like this was a good day.
So we've got to go back and really revisit the making of this film. Wasn't this just like a meme that started on the internet and it just willed itself into existence? I remember just people saying, what if there's a movie about snakes on a plane and all of a sudden it was willed into existence? And now all of a sudden it was this. That's how I always thought about how this movie was created.
It was like social AI. It was just like people were like, I'm going to, creepy pasta this together and like it's now like public domain. Right. And this director's like, it's mine.
Yeah. It's like the Slender Man of internet action comedies.
Yeah, the director he was kind of freelancing it with the fans. He bend to their will and gave them what they wanted. He got what they wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I personally have no arguments with this and like what happened in this film and how it was altered. Like, it's all more fun. Well, I was like, great. Like, people didn't even see this, and it became like viral. And because it became viral, fans changed something they didn't even see. Like, crazy. But yeah, like then you look in franchises, and I'm just like, yeah, like I don't know really like what you're supposed to do. I mean, the argument I think a lot of people are going to have for like comic books is like, holy shit, dudes, like you have these like masterpiece stories already written, but like award-winning stories. And I'm not even super into comics, and I've read like synopsises and like overviews of like some of these award-winning comics. And I've read like some graphic novels, clearly. I'm a big fan of this, and especially growing up, but like a lot of fans today are like, why are you departing from like these awesome storylines? And I do have that question as well. Like, that seems like a legit fan concern. Like, there's a really cool story. It won an award. Everyone's accepted as this is the story that should be told. And then someone's like, I'm going to put my own spin on it. And they're, God damn it. Like,
yeah, putting your own spin on it sucks. I guess my argument is like anything, especially in like comic book sci-fi, things that have traditionally strong and rabid fandoms, you're fucked. You may as well not even do it, because people who like things a lot ruin everything.
Yeah.
Like, look at, we were just bitching about this the other day, the Cowboy Bebop show. There is nothing wrong with this show.
Yeah, Mike and I liked it.
It was fine. Like, Faye wasn't dressed like a weird prostitute, and that was everyone's complaint, I guess. I don't know. Like, nerds can go get fucked real hard. Like, stop ruining things for the rest of us. You're never going to make these nerds happy.
You fucking nerd.
Put a fucking anime titty sticker on your weird Honda Fit. Drive around with your goddamn neck beard being weird. Let us have things that are cool.
Yeah, yeah. Mike brought up something I'm still burnt by. I thought John Cho as Spike Spiegel and Cowboy Bebop was so well cast. Yeah.
Well,
and then people
what are
like
you gonna do?
stupid complain. I'm gonna complain.
That's a problem with those.
With the public airwaves. I'm gonna unleash.
Yeah.
Like weekly therapy.
Send a nasty text to somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah, myself.
How's that going?
Hey, bastard.
Wake up, jerk.
Why didn't you fight hard enough?
Just started a petition. Hey, I do want to give like on a more positive spin. Hey, thanks to Kim and an interview in Shout Out, Colorado. I know it came out a couple weeks ago, and we are always a couple weeks ahead on recording, but thanks for getting our spin on Rabbit Troop Sucks and all the things, you know, we kind of like, and hopefully people find their way here. So thanks, Kim, and thanks for the interview. And
yeah, it was a good write-up. People learned about our small business that we run, apparently.
Oh, you could pay this business.
Yeah, if anyone wants to start doing that, we are receptive to this.
We encourage that. And as always, Rabbit Troop Sucks podcast at gmail.com. It could be set up for Venmo and receiving your funds.
Yeah. Instead of like we do screen caps for the episode, you know, for the episodes, we should just do like a QR code to our Venmo.
Nice.
So people can
There
just
you
start
go.
sending us money, which I assume would happen if we did that.
People do need to do that.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too far, but we could talk whatever. But sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, this. An FBI agent takes on a plane full of deadly venomous snakes deliberately released to kill a witness being flown from Honolulu to Los Angeles to testify against a mob boss. And that's where you got Snakes on a Plane, starring Samuel Jackson.
I feel like they could have killed this guy in a lot.
They exhausted
Either way.
all other
This
options.
was the only choice
He
they had.
said
Yeah.
very clearly to a henchman.
I mean,
Who was that? Eddie Kim,
Kim, yeah.
after kung fuing and beating someone's ass in his living room, he said to another henchman very clearly, I've exhausted all. Do you think I haven't exhausted all other options? And the only option in this movie was you've got to put a bunch of venomous snakes hopped up on pheromones on a plane to bring it down from Honolulu.
Obviously.
You get director David R. Ellis. Rest in peace. At 60, he died in 2013. He was noted for 2 different Final Destination movies. I've seen a couple of those movies. They're kind of fun. I'm not poo-pooing that.
Do we know how he died? Was he
don't.
behind like a truck with a log on it, or stuck in a tan?
Actually, it's funny you noted this, Mike, because normally I don't write how people died.
Oh, God.
But I just saw this on the I saw this and I'm reading my notes, which I usually do like a week ahead of time. He was found dead in a hotel, and there's no like real note on how he died, but they just left off that there was no foul play. And that immediately
Yeah,
makes me think there's foul play.
Wow.
He was supposed to have died on the set of Final Destination, and he's been running ever since.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Finally caught up to him.
But when they say like we don't know how he died, but there's no foul play.
Yeah.
I immediately thought,
100%. Yeah.
like, why did you say it? Why did you give me that idea? I was okay until you said that.
He definitely wasn't stabbed in the heart with a knife. All right, guys.
Oh, okay.
Press conference over.
We've ruled that out. That's good.
There was something else I was going to mention about this director because I saw another odd note about him on IMDb. Apparently, he's acted in a couple movies too, but one of the roles is apparently he plays an actor named himself as an opponent in Rocky 3.
Okay.
There's an opponent in Rocky 3 just named David R. Ellis,
That
and it's
is
him.
Oh.
strong.
I have no idea how
That's
that
interesting.
happened. Yeah, I don't know if he was a boxer or just how that happened.
Interesting.
You know what's also kind of weird, Lamar, to kind of tie this in that you're like, what's weird is this director is also an actor using his name.
Yeah.
So one of the writers, Sebastian Gutierrez, is one of the writers of this. He also is known for stunts. Like he wrote this and does stunts on the side. Like I also made note of that. So I'm like, yeah, there's kind of like a weird assembly of people.
Yeah,
here.
you know what? I think they just came together offset and they're like, yeah, let's just put a movie together. We got
Done.
Samuel L. Jackson and some snakes.
I just
Fuck.
jumped off a cliff. I'm gonna be in this weird movie as myself. Hey, you know what's awesome? The internet and snakes.
Who wants to see a badass stunt?
Yeah.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, and that's this movie. You get tons of cameos in this movie. You get a bunch of unknowns as well. Claire is best noted for ER, which I haven't seen in ages.
Which one's Claire?
The flight attendant, like the main flight
Is
attendant.
she-
She's in Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nathan Phillips is in Wolf Creek. Mike and I saw that, I believe, in 2005 or 6, roughly when it was released.
Accurate.
We
Is that the Australian movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good call, Jeremy.
Yeah.
He sucked in that too.
Yeah. And then we get a bunch of people that we really haven't seen. Kenan Thompson is in this film.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to say this directly. I would have reviewed this film just for Kenan Thompson. I love Kenan Thompson. He is a national treasure. Everything I ever read and hear about Kenan Thompson is so positive. I just love Kenan. I mean, how can Kenan not have made any of you laugh? If it's not in this movie, an SNL skit or something.
Yeah.
Like, if he has not made you laugh, like, for something he's done, you are not a human being on this earth.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. I think that him and Samuel L. Jackson, I wanted more out of them. from
Hell
this
yeah,
movie.
dude. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I totally agree. What's David Kirshner? He plays Rick. He's the co-pilot, and Raider is the pilot later on. I think those are kind of our bigger names throughout.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people like whose names I don't know, but I know them from stuff.
Yeah, like one of the women, Mike and I watched all of Peep Show. She's in it.
Yeah.
She plays the American. Peep Show is a UK show.
Roy Munson's landlady's in this.
Yeah, what's Bobby's name? Who's married to Rose Byrne?
Bobby Cannavale.
Yeah, he's playing like another like FBI agent in this. He's super young.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's the villain in Jumanji, like the reboot. Of
He's
like,
good.
Yeah,
he is good.
I like him.
Also, Boardwalk Empire. If you guys have seen that, he's fucking
yeah.
badass.
He is.
That show's great, by the way.
It is. He plays Lucky Luciano.
Lucky Luciano, yeah,
He's
yeah.
really good.
He is
Fuck.
good. Yeah, there's a few like kind of lesser known people.
It's kind of
that
an
you'll
odd.
recognize.
It's a nice blend of It's not really cameo. I mean, they're
No, they're in it, but they're just,
but,
you know.
yeah, they just mill around.
Good
and-
B-side.
I said directly, I thought Sean should have been played by, what is it, Sean Michael Scott?
Stifler?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Stifler from
Sean William Scott?
Sean William Scott, thank you. That would have been such a better casting. Sean, for me, I'm just going to be kind of brutal, directly the worst part of this film for me.
Well, he's also not in it. It's not really about him. If they had put Sean William Scott in the movie, they would have had to give this dude more screen time.
But he would have been just anything better.
No, he would have been better for sure. But like this dude was barely there.
and
No
he
one cared.
didn't weigh it down. It's not like it was.
I mean, I
bad.
doubt there's a massive budget for this. So
He was just dead weight for me. Like
Yeah.
this whole movie, especially like at the beginning, I understand, but like when he's on the plane, dead weight.
Pretty much, yeah. It didn't detract, but it didn't add.
And that's kind of what we see. We could just jump in. Eddie Kim, some mob boss, is killing some dude in the woods in Hawaii.
Prosecutor.
You only witness that after a 7
I'm assuming
to
he's a
8 minute.
prosecutor in L.A. Is he not?
I have no idea.
Probably.
Because they're in Hawaii. Am I mistaken?
Yeah,
No.
they're in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I think that guy was a prosecutor in L.A. and he was on vacation or something.
and
they
that's
got
where
him.
they got him.
Yeah.
That makes sense. You only witness that after like a 7-minute motorcycle scene.
Yeah, a
That's
lot of
the
good
idea.
dirt bike.
The intro to
footage.
this movie was way too long.
Also, if I just forget, because I don't want to get too tangential way later on, there is a movie called Snakes on a Train. It has,
It's the sequel.
but it's not.
No, it's not.
But I think it's supposed to be like,
It's like the direct-to-video. It's like what your grandmother accidentally buys when you ask for this for Christmas.
yeah, it's what you went to Temu.
You're like, thanks, Grandma.
You're like, on Temu, this is $1.99 on VHS. My grandson will love this.
It's
Snakes
still
on
too
a Train.
much.
That's
It's
what
snakes,
you wanted.
it's Snakes on a Train.
Have you guys seen it?
No.
No,
All right. All right.
I'm willing to. I'm willing to watch.
Mike's snake curious. He's wood snake
Yeah.
curious.
Yeah, I want to see all them snakes.
Well,
There's
Eddie
a lot of snakes in this one.
Eddie Kim just kills this dude, and so his henchman's like, yes. And this guy, Sean, who's on like a dirt bike, is like, oh shit, and just like books it. I thought
It's
about
like a big pinata.
I thought about this. I mean, knowing what happened in this film, I thought about like, if Sean just didn't do anything,
Right, this movie would have been over.
like he could have just hid out for a little bit, but like
Yeah.
The only reason they knew he was there because he got on his fucking dirt bike and made a bunch of noise.
yeah, they're like, oh, he's like, "Rrrr," and they're like, ah, go get that guy and kill him.
Yeah.
I would also like to know how the fuck they found him, too.
That's another good question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
it's
they
Eddie,
will find him.
it's Eddie Kim.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got
I mean,
connections.
to give a little credit, I guess, with this guy's mystique, later on, which is terribly written, this guy, Sean, does talk to a flight attendant. He's like, do you know Eddie Kim? He's like, she's like, oh my God, who doesn't know this guy? So apparently, like, this is the most, like, notorious guy on earth. Like, that is, I guess, what the audience is supposed to believe. Like, if you've read the news, you've read that, like, Eddie Kim is, like, killed
Right.
brutally, just people left and right.
Well,
And-
she's citing a documentary about
yeah.
him murdering someone by cutting their eyes out. It's like, do we not have enough to convict this guy yet? Like, you're making
Well, and-
documentaries.
And as soon as they get a hold of this kid, and he's like, yeah, I saw Eddie Kim kill this prosecutor, I feel like they would have just arrested Eddie Kim and held him until
Correct.
like,
That's
the trial,
100% what they would have done.
you know, to play devil's advocate with Mike, I maybe this movie's ahead of its time because I swear to God, like within a week of the shooting of what Luigi Mangione is accused of, there was a Hulu like expose documentary.
Oh, yeah, I saw
I was like, oh my God, like what?
They got there quick.
Yeah, I was like,
Hulu
what?
does some quick work, man.
Yeah, I was like, oh my
They
God,
have
there's like a
people in
full,
the wings out there.
it was like a full documentary, and I was like, this is like still happening. Like news is still unfolding. I don't know.
Like out of John Wick, I think fucking I think Hulu has like a network of just hobos around the globe.
They're the
that
new
report it.
TMZ.
Maybe it's like the Bond movie Tomorrow Never Dies, and Hulu's like orchestrating world events to get the drop on reporting on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Hulu was going to shut down, or people thought like, it was speculated once that Netflix was just going to easily buy them out.
yeah,
but then
right.
Disney came around and just powerhoused the hell out of them.
Yeah.
It's like, we'll take ESPN. So, guys, I know we're saying like conspiracy theories, but like one day one of us is going to be dead. This podcast is going to be shut down. And I want you listeners to remember we said these things. Like there's a whole South Park episode about like toilet use and like toilet paper. And even they in that episode, like, shut it down. Nope. Like, we're not going against that industry. Like, shut it down. That's going to be us. Like, Hulu, we love you. Feel free to come on, Mr. Hulu.
Yeah. We'll take that Hulu money.
Yeah. Even just free
You're
subscriptions.
damn right we will.
Yeah.
Even just throw us like a half of a percent.
You
Hulu.
could, well, you
Yeah,
can say
whatever.
this. Jeremy, ask for this. Ask for the Hulu bone. Throw
Yeah,
us
give
a
us
Hulu
free
bone.
subscriptions. You know,
Yeah, even that.
We've joked about like our ability to write an episode of something or like just like start a series. Hulu, just
We'll think tank it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Just
Yeah.
upgrade me to ad free. We're there. That's all I want.
there we go.
Yeah.
well, give us ad free to think about things.
Mm-hmm.
We'll give you 5 or 5 TV show ideas. Give us some money.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
RTS guarantee.
Yeah. But you know,
The RTS stamp of approval.
Boom.
yeah.
Giddy up.
Bone. Boom. Oh.
Pounded.
Pound. Yeah. Hashtag Pounded.
Pound town.
Yeah. No, you're right though. Like I feel like they could have just taken Eddie Kim in for questioning based on the strength of this guy's, witness statement.
Or just like, so we're gonna arrest you because we watched it. Like as a police officer, I watched this documentary.
Yeah, it seemed like they had some really good footage. Also, so the next scene is motorcycle dude's kicking it in his little cabana or whatever, and some of Eddie Kim's thugs show up, and Samuel L. Jackson shows up, shoots them both in the kneecap, and then leaves rather than arresting either of them for anything. Which I also feel like
the FBI, buddy.
could have just ended the movie if it's like, oh hey, people working for Eddie Kim are trying to kill this guy. I feel like the whole plane thing wasn't really needed.
Samuel L. Jackson, the part that was cut out of this movie was he told the kid that we have a 94-minute movie to make here.
Yeah.
Whoa. And I also don't understand what Mike's saying. Eddie Kim very directly said he exhausted all other options.
Yeah, that's true.
This is the only option that existed,
Right. So
that ever made sense.
the two options that
Before
Eddie
filling
Kim,
a plane with venomous snakes.
Plan A is send two low-level thugs to shoot this guy in his house. Plan
that
B
fails.
is snakes on a plane.
Right. I mean,
That's a simple algorithm for a computer to follow.
Right.
Well, Plan B involves a whole lot of other shit too, which we'll get
That's
into
true.
later.
Yeah. This is ChatGPT. This is what it says.
I mean, to be honest, if you're looking at like a real life Joker, can you imagine the trial of this? Like, Your Honor, like I got a bunch of venomous snakes and pheromones. Like, what?
Yeah, what is this, Batman? Come on.
Yeah, like this would be amazing. Like this would be the trial of the century. Like you're saying I wrangled up a bunch of illegal snakes throughout the globe. Like who am I, Eddie Kim? I mean, I am. But
Only one Eddie Kim could have done this.
right. Damn you, Eddie Kim. Yeah, like this is the most bananas idea, and I love it.
Yeah,
It's great.
it is. Great.
Bravo,
I
Eddie
guess,
Kim.
yeah.
Here's the thing: we never really see Eddie Kim taken down in this movie.
No.
Oh shit, that's right.
You only see Eddie Kim twice. In the
Yeah, that's right.
This angered me to no end. Yeah.
Did it? Why?
Like you see Eddie Kim after you see him do the little like kickboxing practice.
He's done. That's it.
Bye bye, Eddie Kim.
Yeah,
we'll
right,
never
but-
see you again.
But wait, Jeremy, now they could go get him.
Yeah.
That's what we're left
guess,
at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I said this, and I told these guys before we watched this, I was like, I'm going to say this on air. I am surprised to some extent. I know the director died, but I'm surprised, like, even before that, like, there wasn't ideas that Samuel L. Jackson would somehow reprise his role just as this detective, like, or this FBI agent or whatever.
Special agent.
Yeah, like, that he would just be in like some preposterous situation. And it wouldn't be snakes on a train, but like another, like, this is a
Like
bonkers
gophers
thing.
in a camper or something.
Even if it's not animals, just like I'm the one who has to go like 4 miles into the Earth's core to get this guy. Like some like preposterous situation that only Detective or Special Agent Flynn could get out of. Like, this seems like a weird missed opportunity. And it seems like Samuel Jackson would probably just do it.
I feel like Samuel L. Jackson probably had other roles exactly like this.
I mean,
lined up and did those.
but he
roles
makes like
instead.
7 movies a year. Why
Right.
wasn't
Well,
a sequel like on the list?
He had all those Capital One commercials.
That's
to
what I'm
do,
saying.
so.
Like, he'd probably do it.
Yeah.
Get Jennifer Gardner. They could make credit card commercials together.
There you go.
Who?
Team up.
Jennifer Gardner?
Oh,
Ben
Batfleck's
Affleck's ex-wife.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was taking a
you
drink
go.
of this strawberry lemonade. And you could call her Electra. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit. I never
Her
saw
best
that
role
movie.
ever.
Well, Alias? I never watched Alias.
You never saw Electra, Mike?
No.
We should review that movie.
Can we?
That's a 7 drink minimum. In Mike's mind.
Okay.
I mean, should we? Yes. Yes, we should.
It is long forgotten.
Yeah. we should videotape Mike watching the movie.
Okay.
And then review that video.
I'll do like a reaction video. Like you won't see the film. It'll just
No,
be me.
Jeremy. We got to establish like a baseline, kind of. We need to like show him like his favorite thing, give him his favorite food, his favorite drink, then show him Electra and watch like the down curve.
Yeah.
And then we'll just speed it up on video. That's our TikTok.
Okay.
To be like,
Like,
watching,
Electra, 1.5 hour or an hour and a half done in 45 seconds. And it'll just be a time lapse of Mike.
Like my hairline.
By the end of the
receding.
movie, he's on the phone with Ben Affleck. Like, yeah, you were right.
Mike, you said your
Cancel that
hairline
bitch.
receipts? What was this, like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade?
Yeah, when he drinks from the wrong cup, that's what I look like after watching this.
Mike has just left with his 4-inch hawk.
Oh wow. It's like the Ben Affleck smoking a cigarette meme. That's just me after that.
I feel like this will just be like watching reactions of people watching Two Girls, One Cup.
Gross.
Just
Yeah.
like watching their facial reactions and just like twitching and getting more degraded over time.
I don't understand the reference or what you're saying.
We'll end it right there then. That came around this.
Tell me more.
That wasn't around this time.
No.
2006,
Do a little Google into that.
Whatever. Yeah, kids don't Google that.
Yeah, never do that.
No, kids should not. Nobody should that. Yeah.
I mean, my advice to everyone is Google everything.
Yeah.
Google, but not at your own place. Like,
Right.
go to a
like,
friend's
yeah,
house.
go to a Starbucks.
You got to go to a
Like-
Starbucks
like-
and do that.
No. You just go to a friend's house. They're like, oh, can I borrow your father's computer? Let me Google something. Is that his business computer? Let me Google that. Does he have a hookup to like an online printer? I need to print some things and leave.
Yeah. Perfect.
It's okay that I'm printing 720 pages, right? I'm never going to collect them. Goodbye.
Oh,
Staple them on the telephone poles around the neighborhood.
yeah. Have you seen this boy?
Have you seen this cup?
I wear it as a necklace. It's my lucky cup. It's my athletic cup.
Gross.
It doesn't work much. It's a sugar cone.
Cups on a plane.
I gotta go.
Mike, I never signed up for this project. This is not what Shout Out Colorado signed up.
No, this is that. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that interview because it will be your
Yeah.
last.
That lady's just sitting in the corner crying.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question. A few episodes later, what did you reference about a cup? Why did you say it was a sugar cone?
Sounds like we need someone to save the day, like Samuel L. Jackson saved this kid. From
Yeah.
Special Agent Flynn.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna call him Samuel L. for the movie. I
We all-
never
Sammy
wrote
J?
down his name. I just called him Sammy J the whole movie,
Nice.
or Sam L. or SLJ,
Call him L Butter.
J Butter, SLJ. But he saves this kid from Eddie Kim's thugs, and then takes him to a plane and tells him the whole deal.
Well-
I need you to testify, right?
Well, he's in the interrogation room saying that, but yeah, the kid's like, I don't know if I want to. He's like, I'll get you the entire first class of this plane. All right, I'm in.
If I were a kid, I would have just said, "Yeah, I'm in. If you just give me that first."
Yeah, I mean, so okay, well, let me ask you kind of like an honest question. Like, without looking this up, how old do you think Sean is supposed to be? Not like in real life, but like, how old do you think he's supposed to be in this movie?
28.
22, maybe.
Okay, so like you're saying like early to late 20s. Okay, like maybe like a 5-year gap.
Yeah, sure.
Because he does talk about like I was looking at this island and I was gonna go to this place for whatever reason. I can't read.
He was going to go to Bali or.
Yeah, I didn't even put this in my notes for like some
It doesn't
reason.
fucking matter. Yeah.
So,
He
but
meets
like,
up with Leonardo DiCaprio there, and they go
Right.
find marijuana.
Sick.
so I'm trying. What Tilda?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of like even my own age, like when we were this time, like this age, what would I do if this happened to me? And he's like, I'm going to Bali. Like I had this opportunity, but it kind of seemed like there seemed like maybe a job opportunity or something, but it seemed kind of like, here's the deal, dude. This dude found you at your house. He sent assassins to kill you. Whatever you're about to do, who the shit cares? Like,
right. You scrap that.
like I'm trying to think like now, like I'm married, I have a child, like we all have different life obligations. This dude was like, I might have a job opportunity. Like this is low level stakes and people are out to kill you. Cause like now I would just be like, how is my wife and my child going to get out of this? Like that would be my immediate question to Samuel Jackson. Jeremy, I'm assuming you would feel the same. Like I have a wife, I have kids, like we all need to get out together. Whatever I could do, let's do it. Not, I might hedge my bets. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he was feeling like he wasn't going to get found a second time.
You know, I'm going to go to New Mexico next weekend and maybe find some topaz, and maybe that's going to show me
I'm
the
not
path.
canceling my vacation. All right.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's, I guess I don't know where his mind was at, but like he was on vacation. So this is like a rented place. You know, I guess it's possible that the thugs found him by following him and didn't actually know who he was.
Yeah.
It's not like they went to like his actual house.
I'm just thinking he didn't take him that seriously.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Like, yeah, if I go to Bali, this is kind of all over. I think that's what his mindset was.
Yeah, I agree with
No,
that.
I wouldn't have had that mindset, but I think that's where his mind.
I mean,
If I viewed a man beating another man to death hanging from a bridge upside down in the fashion that Kim did, I would have done exactly what you guys said. I wouldn't have made a noise. I would have waited until they disappeared. I would have run to the cops. Yeah, I wouldn't be in this guy's situation. But yeah, if I saw that and somehow I got out and they found out who I was, then things would be much, much different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Witness relocation. Here we come.
Well, I understand this like Bali mindset in theory that he has at first. Like, I got back to my rented place. These guys didn't follow me. I don't know what the shit's going on. Like, I think the big problem is this is in Hawaii and not some like third world country where like we know very little about. Because he's in Hawaii, and I think if it was like farther away in like question mark country, it would be like, I saw this thing, but I'm getting on a plane tomorrow. I'm going to put this out of my mind. These people don't know who I am. I think that makes kind of sense, even though it's stupid as shit, until these people break into your goddamn house. Then it's like, oh shit, these people know exactly who you are. You're never getting the hell out of here. You're effed. And Samuel Jackson's like, you should probably come with me because you're effed. And I'd be like, yes, I will. Like,
yeah, just the fact that the FBI knew who he was, should have told him something. Also, we're 3 minutes into this movie and we're having a discussion about something that didn't matter.
To be fair, the rest of the movie kind of just flows easily.
The movie snakes right through. Yeah,
I think most of the things that we're discussing is the bulk of the movie.
Here are 30 minutes of the movie. Yeah. Oh no, there's snakes. What do I do?
Exactly.
And they get you.
they come to get you.
I'm gonna get you.
And they do.
They do get them. They got them.
There are a couple snakes that are so riled up. They're just like rolling in those lays. They just wrap themselves right in there. They're like a dog with a bone,
man.
Yeah,
you know. Well, I think all those snakes were trying to do is fuck the people.
Yeah,
and well, we find out why in a minute.
I mean, one woman was into it until she get cored out into the eyeball.
That's true.
Yeah. She was hoping to get cored out in a different way.
Yeah, everything was fine until they went for the eye.
Yeah, no one wants that.
Never get it in your eye.
No.
Yeah, so everybody that's getting on this plane is getting lays, and I'm assuming that is the. And you know who didn't get a lay, or did he get a lay? What's his name? Sean? Sam?
I don't think.
No, they didn't give lays to the.
Yeah, like I think Sean and Flynn bypass it. The blonde woman,
the girl from Peep Show.
Yeah, she bypasses it. I think the flight attendants and pilots bypass it, and a couple, like the stodgy old guy's like, "Screw this, I'm first class," and then
hair plug guy.
Yeah, he bypasses it. I just noticed because he has a suit and he absolutely does not have it on. So like the basis is, and I'm gonna skip a little. There is a dude on a farm who has all these crazy ass snakes. I know that's crazy ahead of this movie, but we can just put it in context.
You're skipping to the very end of this movie.
I mean, but it's not like a weird mystery.
No.
He basically has an insane exotic catalog of snakes.
An illegal exotic catalog of snakes.
Sells them to Eddie Kim. Eddie Kim comes up with this idea. Let's put all of these snakes on this plane, and then we'll put a bunch of pheromones on the lays, like the flowers that they put on and off you in Hawaii. And when you wear them, the snakes, when they smell them, they're going to go insane and go cut you up with their fangs.
Yeah.
And
well, he had no other choice.
And they're going to be time released in weird, like, safe box vaults that at a certain time they're going to pop out on
at
the
an
plane.
altitude.
Yeah.
The altitude releases them.
And then the idea would be all the snakes would cover the entire plane and just kill everyone, and the whole plane would crash.
Yeah.
So
But-
witness and everyone's dead.
No other choice. He exhausted all.
I'm
the other
also
options.
pretty sure that
Again, if
those snakes,
Lamar, if you're the Joker, this is a brilliant plan.
It's true. You went through all the outlines. Like I could just go up and shoot him. I could hire thugs,
just
or I
don't
can
get
go straight for. I can go straight
I
for
feel
these
like those
blocks
snakes
of
would be
flour.
real lethargic too, because they're in the cargo hold of a plane.
Yeah, it's
which
gonna
I'm-
be cold
I don't
down
think
there.
that it's gonna be cold.
Well, the
isn't it?
cargo hold does get pressurized, so they'd be alive. Okay,
Cold blooded.
yeah. Check it and see. I got a question for you guys. How?
Yeah, here we go.
What do you think is the duration, the time duration between
They said 5 hours.
what?
Go ahead.
No, between Sammy J rescuing the surfer dingus from his house and leaving on that airplane.
Oh, I see where you're going.
Was it like later that day? Was it 3 weeks from then?
Oh, I have to
I
assume
think
it's
the
like
whole
within hours
first-
because
okay.
It
So,
Yeah,
felt
the
like
whole
that
first
day.
10 minutes of this, because I'm pretty sure that this kid didn't go back on his motorcycle back to his little apartment that same day, and then Eddie Kim showed up or his goons showed up to kill him. What is the time?
I'm going to give it a realistic,
Okay, let me
but
have it.
kind of exaggerated timeline.
okay.
Maximum. This is a great question Mike's asking
Thank
too.
you.
Like, so the duration of Samuel L. Jackson finding Sean to getting on a plane, I would say maximum crazy 3 days, but I'm going to throw out, I was guessing 48 hours, but realistically in this movie, what they're showing me, under 24 hours.
Okay.
But I would say probably within 48 hours.
Sure. So let's say let's give him the grace of 48 hours. So in 48 hours, Eddie Kim exhausted all of the other options,
He exhausted all of them.
all of them. So it's established later that these snakes came from an illegal snake farm in L.A. He got snakes shipped from L.A. to Hawaii, built a box with an altitude released timer, poisoned Lays with pheromones, all within like a day.
You ruined the magic.
This seems like a really ambitious
Mike-
plan. I know he exhausted all the other
Well,
options.
Eddie
but-
Kim is known for moving quickly.
I see.
And that's why
Kim
he is
quick.
known as Eddie the Fang.
Nice. I'm assuming he gathered up all these snakes in this 2-day period or this whatever 1-day period from the
because
island
fucking
instead
Hawaii
of
doesning have any goddamn
LA.
snakes.
Right.
So this is what
shit.
I'm throwing out. There are planes going back and forth to LA to Hawaii all the time.
So yeah, you could presumably say like we know flight trajectories. The flight that they're on came from LA earlier that day or whatever.
So I'm saying 48 hours because maybe there was like logistics that we're just like unknown with our like our real life
Right.
rabbit troop sucks professions that we do not know what the FBI and special agents are doing. Like let me throw that out. But it seems like the movie, and that's why I'm like kind of like nudging towards the under 24 hours. The reason these people are like getting booted from first class to coach is this is such a priority, almost at a like global level.
Sure.
We've got to get the only witness on Earth. Because
Then why didn't they take like a private jet?
There's a
Well, that was the decoy. that they should have fucking taken.
There's a documentary about Eddie Kim. He's so notorious that we've got to get this guy immediately. Yes. So again, let's also note this. My great thing to note: there is a decoy jet. And everyone's like, oh my God, all the cops are on this jet. They're like, Eddie Kim's going to know. And they're like, all the cops do know, but you're going on a secret jet, Sean. So here's the other question. How does Eddie Kim know that?
Well, he has a guy at the airport because
that's right,
you
that's
see
right,
him
that's
radio.
right, that's right.
I guess my point is, if Eddie Kim can pull this operation together in like 24 hours,
Yeah, he's like Ocean's 11.
like he doesn't need to be doing crime. He could be putting Amazon out of business. Like his logistics are fucking next level.
yeah.
I think his logistics are only like focused toward stuff like this.
He can only do stinks.
Yeah,
That's
when
all
it
he's
comes
good
to
at.
like getting like medicine and food and stuff like that, he knows nothing about shipping or
Oh,
anything.
okay. So what you're telling
it's
me,
just
Lamar,
snake venom.
Lamar, let's give him a little more credit. Eddie Kim is the official wild card.
Yes,
Like, you want some crazy shit to go down? Like, they're never going to see this. This is the smoke and mirrors. Eddie Kim is the real life magician. He's like, Oh, they're never going to expect like a bunch of venomous snakes. Like, holy shit.
That's true.
Like, do you know what's going to be crazy? My only witness was trampled to death by a giraffe on a plane. Like, all right. Like, I didn't see that coming. Like, okay.
Eddie Kim can make that happen.
Eddie Kim is a genius.
He
He's an
is.
artist in his own way.
And a magician.
And I'm going to spoil
Master
it.
of obscure assassination.
We never see him caught, so he's scot-free.
Yeah,
We
he
never
probably
see
got
him.
away.
He's got 2 scenes, and in one of them, he's beating the shit out of someone. Eddie Kim is the man.
Yeah. Hey, if Eddie Kim is based on a real life person, Rabbit Troopers sucks respect.
Yeah.
Don't write us with hate mail
Yeah.
or kill us.
Hashtag Team Eddie Kim.
Yeah.
I'm on
We're on the
Team Eddie
criminal
Kim.
side
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. I mean, if you want a real life Joker, we just found this guy.
Yeah.
He is pretty badass.
He's the master of the improbable.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, he did pull this all together pretty well.
You know what? When I want someone killed, it's going to be at the Butterfly Pavilion. They're not going to see it coming.
No. Those butterflies are motherfuckers, man. I tell you.
They are. Fly in your mouth.
They will fly right in your fucking mouth.
Well, I mean, as Lamar kind of noted, the rest of this movie, like, this is kind of weird. I have a bunch of notes now, some at the end, but the rest of this movie just flows.
Oh, I have a page of notes between the beginning and them getting on the airplane.
Yeah, it's
And
just
there's nothing.
That's about it.
Yeah.
For me, it's just basically like how people are dying.
Once the snakes escape and kill the fornicating couple, then
The
it's
fornicating
just,
couple. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Then Jeremy,
it's
I
just
agree.
mass hysteria.
You get the Mile High Club couple. Like, once that death is triggered, it is just like boom, 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 boom,
That's
boom.
very true.
Yeah, so like, let's get there. So
Yeah,
we're
let's
on
get there.
we're on a plane. We meet like kind of the crew.
Yeah, there's that crew introduction.
Yeah, it's like an introduction of all the characters that you will
Yeah, the
Yeah.
interesting passengers.
So there's like the kids are going to be who you care about probably the most. Like, there's 2 like small boys.
yeah, they're like unaccompanied minors traveling alone.
You know, like there's like
I'd
a
also like to make note too that this is a double-decker jumbo jet.
Yeah.
How many passengers do you think a plane like this can hold?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah.
Many
Yeah.
passengers.
How many passengers were on this plane?
Well, this is noted by the
Not a lot.
the dude freaking out. The
yeah,
hypochondriac.
like I feel. I
He's
don't
like-
know. I feel like
because
if
that
there
guy's like,
was
why
that
aren't there-
big of a plane?
Well, that guy
they would
literally
make sure that it's
says,
packed.
yeah, that guy literally says, like, why aren't there more people on this plane? And the wife's like, it's the red eye. He's
Yeah.
like, okay.
And
okay.
the first class is totally empty except for the agent.
That
and
first
the
class
witness.
sucked. Also, like shit.
Well, I mean,
it did look
like, to
shitty.
give you guys credit, this could have been noted. Like, why did they take over this plane? They could have looked at the manifest and they were like, there are very few people in first class. We're going to take that over. We're going to move all these people down. And this is
Yeah.
the red eye. And that could have been explained, but it's not really.
Yeah.
But-
Because, I mean, from what we know, the only people who bitch about not getting into first class are Triple D
snooty
or
guy.
whatever the fuck his name is, the rapper. I
Snooty guy.
Snooty guy.
Triple
and
G.
Triple G, thank you, yeah.
Triple G.
Yeah, Triple G with his entourage, which was Kenan and
Woman
some
with
other guy.
dog is kind of back and forth.
Yeah, woman with dog. She didn't think Coach was safe.
Right.
But yes, but I mean, we effectively have only 3 people complaining about not getting into first class. So yeah, you might be right. It might have been like there's a huge 747 or whatever plane it was.
The plane in Die Hard too.
Is a plane of
Is there a lot of crime that happens in Coach? Is that why she's afraid?
Yeah, there's like chicken fights and gambling and stuff. It's the Wild
There's,
West
like,
back
gang
there.
war.
Yeah, are we,
warfare
even,
going on down
like,
there.
are we even in the privy of like what this woman does?
Has money and dog.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Triple G's.
She
in it.
seems like a real bitch.
Yeah,
she's
so
not a
the-
bitch. She's super nice. She's just aloof.
Yeah, well, there's
Yeah, she's-
so there's this people. There's two boys, as I noted, and they're like unaccompanied minors. Their military dads, like to the young or the oldest son, who's like I'm guessing like 12 at most.
Yeah.
is like take care of your youngest like brother. Snooty dude, rapper and entourage, like hypochondriac and wife.
That's how I wrote him down too. Hypochondriac and wife. The weird stewardesses. There's the main stewardess, and then there's like
The blonde stewardess. Yay.
the weird and the one that you think is gay, but there's a twist at the end.
Jeremy, I know you totally like that blonde stewardess.
They mean no, not the gay guy, but the blonde.
Yeah, that was
No, the long blonde sort of who like Sean at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
She was kind of Sharon Stone-esque. Like as soon as I saw her, like I don't mean that as a diss.
honestly, her and the snooty chick were kind of interchangeable to me. They look.
I totally
They look
agree, Mike. I
absolutely
totally
the same.
Yes. The only difference was one was a stewardess.
Yeah.
So the woman with the dog I noted as fake Heather Graham, and I feel the stewardess is or the
Fake
flight
Heather
attendant
Graham's
is
good.
like is more like fake Sharon Stone.
Okay.
There you go.
Put them
Bunch
in a
of
movie
fucking
together.
phonies.
Yeah, this is like Jeremy's phony dream.
Yeah. Oh.
It's my
Phony fantasy.
My knockoff Sharon Stone from like
This
some
is-
back alley
I'm
Chinese
going to tie it
market.
all together. This is your $4.99 Temu order.
Timu Sharon Stone.
I saw a Temu meme the other day, and it was like some guy. Like I've seen this before. It was like I ordered a couch online. It was $200, and the couch was like literally like 2 feet big.
I can see it.
Yeah, I was like, that's fantastic.
That was good.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Well,
also the old stewardess. This is her last.
That
flight.
woman
Yeah.
is in Kingpin.
Yeah.
Jarred something loose there, Tiger.
Yeah.
Let me note this now, especially with this woman. This movie kind of needs to pick a lane. So this movie is an
Yes.
hour and 45 minutes. This movie
Way too long.
This movie should have easily been an hour and 25 to an hour and 30. And I'm going to throw this out. Cut out all the bullshit drama seriousness. So this woman from Kingpin does do like a heroic thing later in this film that I'm assuming that we'll talk about. Oh, I'll say it now. She saves a baby. But well, I guess we'll get to it.
Yeah.
And it's a heroic thing. And it's like kind of like an awesome thing. Like,
Yeah.
let me take this like tangential to this movie. There is a flight attendant who sees a bunch of snakes and goes in and is like, I hear the crying of a babe. And she even later says, like, I was offered early retirement and I just was like, I needed to take one more ride. And someone's like, but you saved a baby. And I was like, hell yeah. And like she does. And that's awesome. Cut this the hell out of this goddamn
Right.
movie.
No one
Like,
gives a shit about
A
it.
king cobra ate your baby.
this isn't Alive where people are eating people. And Jeremy and I saw Alive in the movie together, and that was a traumatizing movie. I was like, "Hey, mom, I saw this movie where people like killed people and ate them." And I was like, "That was based on a real life film." I was like, "What?" A real life story. I was like, "What?" That was like a real cool thing, but this is not the time and place for the movie. Like, what the hell?
What
Like,
if when she went back to save the baby and the king cobra popped up and was like, what if she just came back and did the kingpin like tongue thing,
no.
and then like the cobra was like, oh fuck this,
Yes.
and that's how she saved
Yes.
the baby. Would that have made it better for
Yes.
you? Okay.
yes.
Yeah, things I dislike about this film, but I love. Like, I would watch this movie anytime, and I know I'm just complaining, but I do feel we're all gonna agree. This movie's like 20 minutes, if not 15, too long.
Well, there was 7 minutes of fucking dirt biking at the beginning that
Yeah.
they could have lost.
Everything that's serious about this film should totally be dropped every which way.
Yeah.
Right. And then Mike just noted snake vision. So like we were like the Predator in like night vision, and it's all just like green.
Yeah, it's
snake
night vision. Like, what is that?
What? Yeah. What the hell? Yeah. So although I'm complaining, you should all watch this film. It's amazing
Yeah.
and insane. But like, there are things I'm like, why did you keep that in? Like, what?
When the snake bit that guy on the dick, I thought that looked pretty real.
Oh, he felt it. That was a real scene. That was like Faces of Death Part 7.
It was. They have like one of the jackass crew. They're like, we're gonna have this snake bite you. Sick.
Steve-O, you're in.
When the snake bit that chick on the tit, also pretty good.
Yeah, she knew.
Paul, to your point about the whole stewardess and her heroic thing and why to keep it in, I feel like I agree with you 100%. Like that, you gotta pick a lane with that, and I feel like they only kept that in just to keep some semblance of some seriousness, so you feel something for the like. There's a point in time where Samuel L. Jackson has had enough, and it's right around when the stewardess dies because of her heroic actions.
Well, Samuel Jackson, like rewatching for like the idea that I'm taking notes and observing this film, like to report back to people. Samuel Jackson is so in and out of this film. It's insane.
Well,
That's very
I
true.
feel like they filmed a lot of scenes with him after the fact.
I totally agree.
Like, I mean, like the famous where he delivers the line, like where they zoom in so close to his face because he was by himself in his apartment, clearly, because like they filmed this months after the movie
Samuel
was
Jackson
done.
lives in a fucking
Well,
apartment.
there's a moment Lamar even noted. He's like, or I think Lamar, but Mike, I think you noted too. Like, sweet duster, and I was like, he's always Nick Fury. Like, there's a scene like he's just straight up wearing like a leather duster.
Oh yeah, like the heat is, or the AC is off on the plane. Everyone's like, it's so fucking hot. And he's like, I'm from Louisiana or whatever. I don't notice. He's wearing a fucking leather jacket. Like, people are dying of heat stroke. He's like, what?
Yeah, that was spliced in like for another film.
Right.
You guys are pussies.
Yeah. You know, honestly, I think they had to leave the old lady dying in because no one else that dies in this movie has a name or you care about.
Exactly.
There's no like sympathetic deaths in this movie. So they had to have one. Like in a movie where probably 100 people died, you had to feel bad about it.
And if they didn't have that, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the threat level wouldn't have mattered to me. It's just like snakes. It would be more a comedy to me.
Like, please, snakes, kill all these fucking people.
Yeah. I would have probably even rooted for
Well, yeah, like no one that dies you care about or you know the name of.
I'm also thinking about myself and like if I was just like so presented in this situation. I know this always seems weird. I've said this numerous times. I often think like when we kind of analyze this film, I'm almost like it's us reliving it, and we're like this D&D campaign of like now we're in it. Like Lamar does this, Jeremy does that, Mike does this, Colin does that, like these kind of things. And I'm just like, would we do some of these things if I was aware enough? I'm gonna say this as a hope. I hope if I was bit by a snake, aware of what was happening in this situation, I hope the last 2 minutes of my life was beating the shit and killing every goddamn snake I saw. Like as later, like Kenan and his buddy like grab those trays and just rip them from like the serving trays and rip them from the chair and beat snakes to death. If I was poisoned and was about to die, I hope that would be the last 2 minutes of my life. Like,
ass.
Yeah, hell yeah. Like, people are escape. Like, what do I have left? I hope that would be the last thought of my life. Like, I'm about to die, but at least those two boys, those two kids, that woman with her little, like, infant, they're going to live because I'm going to go into rage mode. But I feel a lot of people are like, I was bit. Like, wouldn't someone be angry? Can't someone go into berserker mode?
No. Go on, snake, get.
Damn it, I said that earlier. I think someone says get. I swear to God, someone's like, get out of here, get. Or is that to the dog?
Go on, get.
The poor dog.
That poor dog.
Well, yeah, just noting.
I thought the dog was going to make it, man.
So did I.
I really did.
If we're ahead of this, the snakes are loose. People are dead. Like, snakes are hatching. They're angry.
They're hatching and cratching.
Later,
there's they're released in the plane because of the altitude.
The pilot's killed pretty quick.
Oh, immediately, yeah.
Yeah.
Right after the fornicating couple, the pilot is killed.
Yeah.
And then what's his name? This is another thing. What's his name? The co-pilot.
David Koechner.
Like the funny guy.
Keshner?
What was his name in the movie, though? They kept
Rick.
calling
Rick
him
was
Rick.
his name.
Rick.
Rick.
Good old
Yeah. So
Rick.
when Rick gets on the plane, he's like the fucking chauvinistic dickbag, like 1950s
typecast.
pilot.
That actor is
And
typecast
then,
as that.
but then he's a serious person throughout the rest of the movie. And that guy is hilarious. Why didn't they just keep him doing this thing?
Jeremy, you
dude.
say that because at a later moment he's not serious. He says something like he was bit, and he's like, "If you need, like, give me a tourniquet from your shirt or something."
Yeah.
And the flight attendant's
I missed that.
And the flight attendant's like, "Damn it, Rick." And I looked at Mike. I was like, honestly, if you were bit by a snake, you are poisoned, your arm is out of your socket, and you say these things, this is your pass.
Right, you got a freebie.
Like no one could ever quite like, what were you saying, Rick? Like, I don't know, my arm was out of my socket, I was bleeding out, I had like several snake bites on a plane. Like, you could get away with anything that you've said at any point in time.
That's
because
true.
That's it.
He's the only co-pilot there. I mean,
We've noted this actor before. I feel bad for this actor because I think he's super typecast as a total asshole.
I'll bet he's like everyone else, super nice. In
Yeah,
real life.
he's the asshole in The Office. He is the traveling salesman. The Goldbergs.
He's the coolest guy
He's
there.
an anchorman.
He's an anchorman.
yeah.
He's also kind of like the dirty weirdo. But in the Goldbergs, he's amazing. Like as a sweeter, like single parents. Yeah, I bet this dude is so nice. We've seen him in other things. He seems so like cool and friendly, but they always cast him as like such a weirdo.
Yeah.
He plays a good weirdo, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, but I agree with
love
Jeremy
him in
that,
Anchorman.
that he is like serious later on until he's kind of dying, and then later he does die.
Yeah.
He's just dead. But yeah, like as this
Quite
is happening,
horribly.
so I know we spoiled things. The dog that the fake Heather Graham has, that's thrown into a snake.
Yeah. By the hair plug guy, the mean guy.
But
also,
later he's killed. He's
by the same snake that eats the dog.
constrictor.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So, box full of poisonous snakes, and the snake guy's like, you know what? As a little bonus, I'm going to throw in a boa constrictor.
A boa constrictor that is like 3 tons of a snake.
You know what? You get a whole bunch of those snakes. You get that one for free. I think
that
that
was
was the
the
deal.
bonus.
Yeah,
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 I'll
they're like
toss this one in.
fireworks at this point.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it is legitimately like like even CG'd. When that thing like is later blown out of plane, it's like I'm gonna throw out like a real weight. It's 700 pounds.
Its weight.
Like that's
it's
crazy.
a gigantic snake.
Its
that's
weight
crazy.
alone was enough to break through glass when it was slithering
Yeah.
around
Yeah.
from the upper deck of the
And it
plane
has
to
a
the
200
lower.
pound man in its stomach. At the point in time.
Correct. And a dog.
Sure, great.
Oh, and it swallowed a 200-pound man whole, and 200 is generous for that
Yeah.
sack of shit. He was like 250.
Yeah, he was tubby.
At one point in time, Samuel L. Jackson is tasing snakes, which is great.
Yeah.
Tase.
There's multiple points where he's tasting snakes, and that was good for me.
Yes, Sammy J's weapons of choice are a taser and then later a
Spear
a
gun.
broken like Sutter Home wine bottle taped to a stick and then like a spear gun. Yeah.
Yeah, and I noted that little apparatus, Mike, because when he later uses it for the final time, Lamar noted he's like, "That's a glass bottle, like with a stick."
Yeah.
because he like punch downs. That's not a sentence or words. He like downstrokes on a snake with
Yeah,
the
he did.
stick, but it pops like a bomb.
it
Boom,
pops,
boom.
all right.
I was like, what was that? And Lamar was like, that was a bottle on a stick. I was like, what? Okay, like sure, but it like
Like the Sting song,
explodes.
bottle on a stick.
Yeah. I mean, you could buy the official bottle on a stick at Rabbit Troop Sucks.
Yeah, coming soon to the online show.
There you go.
Yeah, they're gonna love it. Buy a shower curtain, a skateboard, and a bottle on a stick.
I wash myself with a rag on a stick.
Hell yeah, you do.
Just go to that.
Jeremy's dead. Jeremy just got strewn with the nuts of the season.
I like thinking about that. What's that movie we saw with Apple in it?
Turbo Kid.
Yeah, like that's the Turbo Kid fucking get up right there.
Yeah.
You're on your skateboard with the shower curtain draped around you.
Yeah.
You got your bottle on a
Jeremy,
stick.
here's the M Night
With a
Shyamalan.
gnome tape to it.
Here's the M Night Shyamalan movie I have for you. I've never seen a movie with you.
Oh, shit. That's the movie I want to see.
Yeah, we've never seen. These are all been movies of your own creation. I'm sorry, that's better than any M Night Shyamalan film.
If that's true, dude, I'm gonna make some money as a screenwriter.
Cool.
Yeah.
We should all talk about this in the morning.
We just start submitting scripts that have already been written and filmed. There you go, guys.
And no one will know the difference.
Like to Netflix. Snakes on a plane. I think I've heard of that.
No, you haven't.
No. You heard of snakes on a train?
Yeah. That's what you're thinking of.
This is the prequel.
Hell no. Well, one thing that these crew of deadies decide is, and this kind of makes sense, they do go to that upper level, and a lot of people have died along the way.
So many people are
Yeah,
dead.
we were just skimming over like the older woman's dead, like whatever. People are dead. Samuel Jackson hasn't said his line yet, though.
Yeah.
He's not tired. Samuel Jackson is brave and still energetic.
Yes.
But they do take a lifeboat raft and kind of seal off the top. And that was like the only thing that made sense to me in this film.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
because even if someone was like, I don't know if this is going to work, but this could help, I would have been
give it a
like,
shot.
yeah, I would have been
Yeah.
like, all right.
Okay.
Like maybe we need 2 of them. Who knows?
Yeah. How many we got?
Yeah, but I was like, they use this life raft to make like a sealant so the snakes can't go up the stairwell.
Up the fancy spiral staircase.
which they are doing.
Yeah.
And they're angry. They do eventually also get a like zoologist who is a snake expert in all of this. And he's like, snakes don't normally attack. And he's like, by the way, like, we don't have any of the anti-venom and we're all screwed. And they're like, we need to find out.
Another kind of weird cameo. He's the nerdy guy from High Fidelity.
I noted that.
I don't know what his name is.
Oh, shit.
Fidelity.
Yeah.
Phil.
Phil Fidelity.
Phil Letty.
Phil.
Yeah.
The guy from
Is
High
there a Phil
Fidelity.
Deadity here?
Phil Dead. Yeah. Goddamn.
Goddamn deadites.
Oh, shit.
They
Yes.
find him because the FBI agent that's helping out Samuel L. Jackson
Phoebe?
through the phone. Yeah, like Samuel L. Jackson's like, tell him to get every snake expert in L.A. immediately, and they find
Bobby?
this guy.
Bobby Carnival needs help. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I know a guy. He's a hillbilly and he lives in a trailer. And they're like, let's go fucking get him. And that's what we mentioned earlier.
Just so happens that's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah. Yeah.
The guy's been wrangling the planes for Eddie Kim.
Yeah. When they find the guy in like in the snake warehouse, they're like, what were the snakes that were on the plane? He's like, I have it written down on my Excel spreadsheet over there. You can just read it because I keep really good notes of all my criminal bullshit.
He does.
Yeah. Like, why did he have a fucking spreadsheet with all the snakes on it?
This whole bust of like the farm and this like snake handler or this like weirdo like
I was born a snake handler and I'll die a snake handler.
yeah, like this is like where
He probably
Con
doesn't
Air,
know how to like write, man.
Well,
So
this
he
is
has
where
to type shit in.
This is where like Con Air goes off the rails for me. Like there's like moments of
Con Air?
Yeah, where like Con Air, you're like, this is a weird film, but then it's like, let's go to the weird hangar where like other people are working and there's like side stories. And you're like, what?
That's true. They
Con Air
were
went off the rails
driving
for me.
before,
It's
and now
not
when they're
good.
hunting
It's
this guy down, they're in a helicopter coming down to his.
Well, time's of the essence. They don't have time for driving. Gotta get that helicopter.
Why did they need the helicopter? They were driving there originally, and they just decided to swoop in. And the way that they apprehend him, it was really like Con Air. This is like an action scene where he jumps out the helicopter. There's gunshots, everything.
He gets fanged by a snake, and they're like, we're not going to
that's
give you.
right,
We're not going to give you the antidote.
Yeah.
He's like, oh,
You're like, that sucks.
Well,
could you though?
here's my list.
Yeah.
That's how they get the list. For the guy.
Mike said there's an Excel spreadsheet of like his like cost in the snakes, and I can't. I think I said this to you guys off air, but I'm gonna say this to everyone on air. My wife and I were like hiring a bathroom repairman once, and I was like, "Oh, are you gonna give us an estimate?" And the guy's like, "Yeah," and then he didn't, and I had to like hound this guy for like days. I was like, "Are you gonna give it to us?" He's like, "Yeah, sorry, like I was doing other jobs and stuff." I was doing like a million things. So I'm like, this wasn't like on my list of priorities, but I was like doing this like every other day. And like looking back, I'm like, oh my God, of course I'd never hire this guy. But I was like doing so many things because my wife and I were moving into our house that I was like, I just wasn't in my like current senses. And eventually after I hounded this guy, I was like, dude, like I need this. This took like 10 days and no joke. This guy sent me an Excel spreadsheet and he's like, here's the breakdown. And it wasn't like a cost by cost of what you would do on this bathroom. It was literally just a number. It was like a price. And when I wrote, and this took 10 days to get. And when I wrote him, I was like, what is this? He's like, this is how much it's going to cost me to do. It's like, is there a breakdown or anything? He's like, it is the number that it will cost with like no explanation, no purchase of anything, just like a number. And that was it.
Oh,
and
why did you spend 10 days on that shit, dude?
Well, it wasn't
Just
like-
fucking
well-
one follow-up and then you're done.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
moved on.
It wasn't every day. It was like every other day. But I was like contacting like 7 to 12 other people for other
Holy
projects,
shit,
not just this. So this was like on rotation. I was like, that's why I wasn't thinking in my right senses. I was like, if anyone did this now, I'd be like, dude, I'm just going to get someone else. But I was like, contacting a bathroom person, like a wood person, an HVAC, like a roof person. Like I was like doing a bunch of stuff. And my wife was like also contacting like a ton of other people. And then when I was like all said and done, I was like, oh my God, like you're a lunatic. Fun story. That guy later and I just stopped contact right there. That guy contacted me back like 3 to 5 months later with just a text. Hey man, am I still working on your bathroom? I also did not
That's
contact
hilarious.
that guy. But yeah.
This has been This Old House.
If you need drill bits or sales or
So
this whole story, did you find a good wood guy?
I did.
yeah, that's good.
All right.
I got a question. But that Excel sheet that he sent you with that bill, was it just one cell with
Yes.
like one price?
That's what I'm trying to Lamar. Like I was hounding this guy. And he's like, I'm sorry, like I'm on other jobs. I'm not at a computer. Let me get to my and then it was no joke. Just like one number in one cell of an Excel spreadsheet. That's why I was like, what the hell is this? He's like, that's the number. And I'm like,
Okay, so what you're positing, the reason you brought this up is that you think Eddie Kim was calling the snake guy every couple minutes, like, I really just need can you give me an estimate for this?
Listen, man.
And finally the snake guy was
we
like,
gonna get
fuck,
this
Eddie,
No,
Jesus, here you go.
what I'm
and
saying is-
it's just like,
what
it's
I'm
a
saying
piece
is-
of paper that says snake, and there's like a picture of an airplane.
what I'm saying is
Snake
this-
with like parentheses multiple.
Right, it's like the Charlie Day Dayman
What I'm
like
saying is
pictograph.
this backwoods snake guy
Yeah.
had a better Excel spreadsheet and on the spot.
You know what? He uses QuickBooks. I
Right.
think.
Then this guy who could put together one in 10 days could have just thrown and sent it anything. This guy had it better.
I just picture this Al McGurk when he was doing work for Paula. It's like, here's what
That guy's a listener and he writes it.
Lamar, what's funny about this is I remember directly I opened this up on my phone and I was like, there's no way my phone is displaying this correctly. So I went to my computer.
Wow.
And I was like, oh my God, it's only a number in one cell.
It says one number once.
Yeah.
Did it even say total?
It was just a number. It was,
That's good stuff.
yeah.
That's the I don't want to do this number.
Yeah.
It took 10 days to put this together, baby.
But months later,
You
that guy
hire
was-
that guy, you're like, you know
oh
what,
yeah,
you
he's my
silly
best
thing.
friend. He's gonna be on the podcast later. He'll do all your bathroom needs.
I don't like all those complicated papers, man. You got
Months
me.
later, you still have that estimate. We still good on this price.
It was just listed as B
Here you
job.
go. Here's the
Is that
keys to
weird?
my house. Get started, buddy.
He'll still give you that B job. You still
Yeah.
want it.
B jobs are free.
God damn.
Well,
That's great.
well, getting to the movie, most people are dead,
Yeah.
and we didn't even really note this guy. This is such a wasted backstory. There is a like, I was gonna say, a
Like MMA
Male
fight?
flight
Yeah.
attendant.
there is a partner that Samuel Jackson has.
Oh God, yeah, we haven't mentioned
yeah.
that.
And he tells Sean, he's like, this guy's hard as nails. I've been working with this guy. We've each gotten divorces together. This dude is freaked out by snakes. He dies quickly. That guy's dead.
Oh, immediately.
So sorry if I
Well,
one
and the
cares
scene
about
where
this.
where he's dying and Samuel L. Jackson's like holding his hand, like we did that didn't need to take place in that
No.
seriousness, you know?
But basically where we've gathered you to is Sean was told to stay put. He didn't stay put.
No.
He's helped others. There are probably 15 people left alive. The co-pilot is now dead. We thought he was dead at first. He's back.
Then he's dead again.
He's dead again. Snakes took over. The only person that could land this plane is Kenan, and we don't really know why. He's logged like 2,000 hours on something. And so we're going to make this happen. And Samuel Jackson is like, here's the deal. Snakes are getting up on the second floor. I'm going to shoot out the windows. We're going to release all the snakes. It's going to get loud. Strap in. He does it. All the snakes are blown out the window. Kenan gets in the cockpit. It's noted that he only is logged through a flight simulator on PlayStation 2. 2,000 hours. But he's going to land this plane safely. And this is some of my favorite moments of this movie. I agree with Jeremy.
Hey, PlayStation 2 had a real complicated interface.
It
man.
did.
Also, note, like, Kenan and Samuel Jackson, we need more of that. That's
Yeah.
what Jeremy
Their
said
team
earlier.
up was great.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
do land the plane. We do it. We got some snake venom. We never see, who was Kim?
Anyone?
Eddie Kim? He's not
No,
arrested.
no, Eddie Kim's
No, we never see him again. After that sparring scene, he's
No.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gone.
Some
need to worry
people
about
are
it.
alive. Some
Yeah,
of
yeah.
There's this,
some of the flight attendants.
some he may have cared about, or
Fake
at least
Heather
ones
Graham.
who had more than 2 lines.
The two boys that which it tries to get to a serious moment, like 12 and 8 is kind of my guess.
Well, they get
12
the
and 6.
anti-venom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One kid does get saved by this like woman who's like, so all the snakes are different. So this one boy is bitten by a snake and it's a cobra. He is able to get the snake or the venom sucked out. This woman's like, if you coat your mouth with olive oil and then suck out the venom after you cut it, it's going to help. She at least bides them some time, and they do have the anti-venom. Other people are pretty much dead.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the people who are alive have not been bitten by snakes. One of the entourage with Kenan has.
He got bit in the ass.
One of the boys has.
Yeah, he got bit in the arm.
Everyone else is pretty much dead.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe several anti-venoms are needed. But not a lot.
Honestly, just for the kid and the entourage.
Yeah,
guy.
like
everyone else is good.
Here's a sad story.
Yeah.
Like, not a lot of anti-venom is needed.
Yeah, like they went through all this trouble to get it, and it's like, no, it's
It's
doesn't matter.
Too bad they didn't have any for that old stewardess that was on our
Lamar, what about the orphans? They're with God now.
orphans? Damn.
And so they landed. Eddie Kim's in the wind. Samuel Jackson is probably getting a date with the woman from Ghost Ship
Julianna
in the
Margulies is getting down on that.
One of the other flight attendants is kind of down with Sean.
Yeah,
He's
fake Heather Graham is down with Sean.
No. Oh, well, one
They're
of the
all
fake
fake Heather
one of the
Grahams.
fake
Yeah,
Heather
there you
Grahams.
go.
So, and he's like, hell yeah. And credits
radical.
roll.
Yeah.
And that's your secondary Lunar New Year. Wooden snakes
There's
on
a
plane.
music video that plays out as the credits roll.
Yeah.
Let's not talk about that.
No, let's talk about it.
I forgot about that.
As always, feel free to reach out to us at rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com. If there's any kind of movie you're interested in, if there's kind of a snaky movie on a train or some kind of celebratory hoo-ha that you want to get into, or some isolated sound clips, let us know. rabbittroopsuckspodcast@gmail.com.
I'd like to get into a celebratory hoo-ha.
I bet you would.
Ooh-ah.
And then we also have rabbittroopsucks.com, our website proper. So, hit us up. We also have Facebook. We have Instagram. We have all of the things that promote podcasts. And thanks again, Kim, to our Shout Out Colorado interview.
Yeah.
So, there's ways you could interact with us every which way. As always, to all the listeners who write us about films that we have watched, if you have been in those films, which some of you have written us about, thanks for letting us know. Let us know if we could interview you. Let us know if there's, again, a movie you want us to talk about.
Yeah, that dude who's worked on a couple films that
I
we've
wrote him
done,
again.
like whatever
Max.
your name is, Max. It's Max.
Yeah.
Max, come on, man.
Max.
Yeah, I've written you
Overdrive.
twice. I would
We'll
love...
call you Maximum Overdrive. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I would love for you to be on this film. But again, kind of cheekily getting into Lunar New Year, Year of the Snake, Snakes on a Plane, 2006. Jeremy, what did you think of Snakes on a Plane? I saw Snakes on a Plane in the theater with Mike. Lamar, were you there?
I was there.
Yeah, with Dan. With our friend Dan.
Yeah, Dan
It was the
How
four
about
of us.
that? How about that?
I did
Eating
not.
Good
popcorn.
fun.
I did not see this in the theater. I didn't see it when it came out on I don't know, whatever it is, DVD or whatnot.
D.
Betamax.
Deep D.
I think the first time I saw this movie was like streaming, when streaming came out, like on Netflix maybe. And I thought it was like wild, like exactly like we said. But like as I watched it again, dude, I really wish that Samuel Jackson and what's the other guy's name?
Kenan Thompson.
Yeah, and the co-pilot, I don't remember his name either.
David Kirshner.
Yeah. I wish that those three characters had more screen time and were really allowed to let loose with the screen time that they were provided.
I don't want to interject too much, Jeremy. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. It's just so much like Kenan Thompson and David Kirshner, like this is 20 years ago, like roughly, like their careers have just gotten so.
No, I
big
know.
since- Like, and that's why I was like, I don't want to interject too much. It's like, it's crazy because I cannot agree more with you, but I was like, I kind of also understand, like, oh my God, these are like really early roles with these characters or these actors.
Yeah. So, but I mean, it's wild, dude. There's so many things that take place in this movie over a short/long period of time, depending on what you would want to cut out. But yeah,
I
it's
mean,
good. It's fun.
I mean, the biggest thing added. Does anyone want to say? It's Samuel Jackson's line. What is he sick of?
He's sick of these motherfucking snakes.
On what?
This motherfucking plane.
And that was what was added.
Yeah.
Fans were like, "You've got to add this." And I still, to this date, I don't disagree with those fans.
No, those fans were correct.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it was huge marketing.
Double-edged sword.
Remarketing.
Like, they were totally right. And people were like, should we follow that paradigm now?
Yeah.
And it's tricky, I guess.
Sometimes
Yeah,
you should,
that's the
but
thing.
maybe not all the time.
I mean,
know.
Well,
does it
and I
involve
like
Samuel
the
Jackson
metaphor
in
of it that, we were sick of the snakes on the plane. Let's end this fucking
That's
thing.
what
And
we
they
were all
did.
thinking.
I know. Lamar, what are you thinking about snakes on a plane?
Oh boy. Going back to that, the whole I'm tired of these snakes on this motherfucking plane. That fits well with this movie. That's how this movie was started. Just rumors on the internet, or probably one person probably pitching this movie idea to the internet. Like, wouldn't it be cool if there's like loose snakes on a plane? And all of a sudden, boom! All of a sudden, it just felt like this is how this movie came towards. It was just that rumor, and 1 year later, it was just this movie. And the way the actors are, like Jeremy, you said, you wish you got more from Kenan and Samuel and David Kirshner. I feel like they took it the same way. It's like, this is just a meme movie. We're just going to shout these lines. It's going to be funny. Ha, ha, ha. Everybody had their fun and whatever. That's the note I pretty much wrote down. I usually write down notes about how I feel about the movie and what I think about the movie today. I wrote down whatever and whatever. And that's how I feel about this movie today. It's just whatever. It was a fun joke at the time.
We know the potential of those three characters now.
Yes, indeed.
Of like those actors, I should say.
Absolutely.
And we know like their improvisational expectancies and whatnot. But that's like, now that I know that and I see that now, I don't know.
I feel like
I think it just detracts from the movie.
I agree with you there. These days when I watch movies, I usually say to myself, wow, missed opportunities. And I see that with this movie as well. But for what it was, it's whatever. And whatever is good enough for me for a concept of this movie. Snakes on a Plane. Come on. The name right there, it should tell you what you're going to get into. Based off all that, I still enjoy it. It's still funny enough. It gets you through. It's fun. Whatever. Mike, what'd you think?
Yeah, Paul and I have been talking about doing this movie since the inception of Rabbit Troop Sucks. I like this movie. We saw it in the theater together. I bought a DVD copy of this movie at Twist and Shout.
Early, shout out to Twist and Shout.
Hell yeah, Twist and Shout. Like, Paul and I were in there just like, I mean, we used to go to Twist and Shout pretty frequently.
Yeah, weekly, bi-monthly, absolutely.
They sell DVDs.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they still do in the back room. There's like
there's
a whole,
tiny little room there.
Damn,
Yeah.
all right.
And I saw this and like Paul and I were like looking this up, like, is this movie even out yet?
I was like, I don't think this movie comes out on like DVD for like a couple weeks. And Mike's like, I'm buying this right now. And that was our night. Like, it immediately became our
we
night.
went home and watched it. And that was, so this, tonight was the fourth time I've seen this movie. First was in the theater, second was on that DVD, and I've seen it once since. I like this movie. It's stupid. It's fun. The internet was right to make it kind of silly. I wish they would have done away with some of the serious stuff, kind of like we talked about this. If there had been more of like, the pilot and Sammy J and Kenan being kind of like inconvenienced by the snakes, that's where the action is for me. Not like the saving the baby or the boa constrictor eating the dog. Like, it's like the wacky stuff that I want to see more of. But I mean, all that being said, this movie's dumb. It doesn't really take itself super seriously. The name change really helped because, like, if it had been called the original title, even if the movie was exactly the same,
What was the original title?
it was like
Flight, whatever.
yeah, Pacific. It was named after the flight. It would have set the tone, and right from when you're watching a movie called Snakes on a Plane, there's a tone, and you know what it is, and you're gonna have a good time, and I did. But yes, in the future, I think the team up between Samuel L. Jackson and David, whatever his name is, it could be even if his character's dead, it could be like Dead Heat, with Joe Piscopo and Treat Williams, where like a dead pilot teams up with an FBI agent to solve snake related crimes.
Hey man, we got to do that in the future. Let's not give away too much.
TM, we'll do that. Netflix, get ready for our treatment of this.
Our treat.
Our treat, yeah, Treat Williams treatment. That I don't know, man. This movie's dumb and it's fun, and everyone should watch it. Rami, watch this movie with us. Watch it by yourself. Whatever.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, like, this movie's awesome. I've already highlighted kind of my grievances with it. Cut it down. Like, try not to make it super serious. Throw in like a serious moment, sure, but like, there's too many serious moments, and they just like throw that in here and there. But all the wacky moments and all the one-liners, it totally makes it worth it. This movie has Kenan Thompson in it. Just watch it alone for that. Even if people later on just turn out to be human shitbags and convicted of stuff, because that's the way of like Hollywood and things we learn later out, it's not going to be Kenan. I totally believe that. Watch this movie at least for that. But yeah, this movie's a ton of fun. Like, it's insane. I do agree with my like the Rami like idea, like watch it alone or with friends. It's definitely gonna be enhanced by friends, but I totally agree with Mike. Like, or watch it alone because it's fun. Like, it's just so zany and weird.
The friends you watch it with could be like Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker,
or your online friends that you'll meet.
A number of your friends that could help you.
Whatever the like equivalent of chat roulette is now, that could be you.
Casa Gloria, she'll be there.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's what
wild.
That's what Jeremy loves.
Yeah.
So coming up next week, I'm just gonna jump into it. We're gonna watch the original 1974 The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds, picked by Jeremy. This is my request. If it's not putting Jeremy out there, I actually really look forward to watching this. I've seen clips of this movie by all means, and I've seen the remake that also has a bit of Burt Reynolds and Adam Sandler. Bit? All the bits. The naughty bits. Ding dong. It's a Christmas song.
Christmas song.
Oh, God.
But yeah, The Longest Yard, we're going to be talking about some football stuff, and the Super Bowl is coming up, and then the week after, it's going to be Valentine's Day. So yeah, Longest Yard, 1974, Burt Reynolds. Anyone have any last thoughts about snakes on a plane?
No.
Getting sick of anything?
Getting sick of all these.
I'm sick of talking about these motherfucking snakes and this motherfucking plane.
Yeah.
Well, with that, Rabbit Troop sucks.
Oh, there'll be no sucking.
Oh
yeah, we forgot the dick suck.
Oh.
The snake off my dick.
Bitch.
Bitch.
Get off my dick.
I want my name off this.
I want this motherfucking snake.
Off this?
Off this.
Oh, fuck.